What's up everyone, welcome back to the studio. Today's a slightly different video because I'm currently doing a project for a client and I'm running into some problems, and I just wanted to show you all how I troubleshoot it and the lessons that I'm learning so you don't make the same mistakes that I do. And yeah, let's just get into it because I need to get to this ASAP. So let's go. So the culprit today is these decky hats. And the problem with these hats is that I bought them to heat press a patch on it. And as you saw probably from over here, this is one example of what the hat is supposed to look like, but it's hard to tell in the video. But basically this got kind of smashed in from the heat, and also it caused a little bit of warping on the bottom. You can really see it here. So this one, I literally just put it on the heat press. I didn't even do anything else. I just basically let it heat up to the temperature that it's supposed to be heated up to. And these wrinkles are not going anywhere, so I stopped and I halted my production so I don't ruin any more hats or ruin any more patches. And the worst part about this whole thing is that this box of hats is the second box because the first one got stolen from my door, which has never happened before. I never had anyone steal stuff, especially like wholesale goods, you know, that I have to decorate on. So it's been kind of a shit show, to be honest. Like, I never have a lot of problems like this with projects, but you know, it can't always be smooth sailing. So that's why I thought it'd be a good time to make this video. Just kind of talk about like the processes that I put in place to fix these kind of problems and how to overcome it. So the first problem is like the hat composition. The hats online just says polyester cotton, and I've done hundreds of these hats before on the heat press and never had any problems. The issue with this hat in particular, it's 85% cotton, 15% polyamide. And I don't know what polyamide exactly is, but I know it's a polyester and is a very, very sensitive and thin polyester where a little bit of heat causes wrinkles and scorch marks and it's going nowhere. But there's no way for me to find this out because on the website it didn't even say that it was this material. So, you know, it's just one of those things where sometimes you just have to learn on the spot, and it does suck, yes, but at the same time, like, it's better to identify the problems early on instead of running the whole thing with mediocre results. So what I did was I called my client and I was like apologizing, just saying, yo, sorry, like this wasn't what I was expecting. I've done this so many times and this is the first time I've had this specific problem. So I proposed a second solution, which I'm gonna be using an AS color hat, which is really nice. If you guys have seen my Instagram or YouTube, I've been doing a lot of AS color hats like this one. This is AS color, but it'll be on a nylon hat, which I know I can press and I know I can embroider on. So it's always good to know how to pivot and shift around if things don't go your way. And also paying things on credit card is always good because that way you can always have that floating balance to go back and forth between projects, because I can return this, and whether I get charged, you know, a restocking fee, at least I'm returning most of it back. So even though I'm still at a loss, it's not at a terrible loss. And I'm not saying you need to maximize your credit cards. I'm just saying you need to strategically use your credit cards to pay for things for business, because that way you're not putting up your cash, right? Because when you pay up cash, then you're tied up. So this way you're just kind of floating around in credit land, and that way if things go south, you can fix it and then get a refund, and hopefully it will reimburse most of that balance. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Quality Patches because these patches look really good. It took a little bit of back and forth to get the colors right and to get the digitization right, but these look really good. And you're probably wondering, why didn't I make my own patches? Well, this was ordered like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so it was before I got the embroidery machine, and it was also kind of at this point where I'm still pretty new, so I don't want to take a project and create the patches and also press the patches, because who knows how durable my patches are, you know, compared to someone who makes this professionally. So yeah, these patches look really good, and I am hoping to get the blanks in soon on the hats so I can press them and have no problems with the rest of my project. So just to show you all the difference between these two hats, so this is the surf cap from AS Color. They both have this plastic sweatband backing thing, but if you look at this hat, this is a nylon hat, right? But there's nothing on the back. It's straight to the surface. But this decky hat has this reinforced area, which I think is the culprit of this wrinkling madness, because I had another issue with the 6-panel version of this hat where I was pressing it and it was leaving a certain type of impression as well. Let me show you all what hat I'm talking about. So it's actually this one right here. But see how like it has this backing, so it's easier to embroider in. I think this is actually causing it to warp because the melting point of this is apparently not good enough to withstand the heat press. So it's a bummer because I do think the hats are really nice. Like, these are pretty expensive hats, but unfortunately with the hat press, I can't do it without messing it up. So if y'all ever use this hat and you have a hat press, do not use it because it's gonna mess up the surface. So yeah, little PSA. All right, so great news. I got the new hats in. This is the AS color rope hat. And I did the embroidery on the side as well, but that's the lowest I can go because of this rope using the standard hat hoop. But it looks pretty good. And yeah, there's no issues with the fabric, which is so good. And also here is the finished product. So I'm super stoked with this one so I can finally move forward. So I'm obviously super stoked because these hats are coming out good. But let's just talk about some of the challenges of when you're working with this kind of environment. So it's easy to post all the good stuff, right? Like most of the videos I make, everything is a lesson or everything goes smoothly, but in reality, there's always challenges. And during these tough times, it's always up to you to problem solve efficiently, problem solve in a way where you don't waste any more money or blanks, and also to make sure that your client or end customer is happy. One of the biggest things is always take a break if you have to. I have this tendency of trying to troubleshoot and fix something if it's not working. For example, some of the hats I was making was having some issues and I continued to put it back on the embroidery machine and try to run it again and messed up, did it again, messed up. And I took like a 10-minute break, came back and everything went fine. So just think about it, take a second and then revisit the problem because with a fresh mind, you'll be able to fix anything. All right, we just finished the last one. So we got 24 right here. Beautiful. And then now we gotta do the embroidery so I can do the side hit on all of them. So thankfully I got this so I can just do it in the next session. Additionally, I just hit these 25 shirts. These are shirts for artist Hunter Daily. We got the front hit, TKO Plastisol Transfer Premium Plus, and then also got a DTF neck label. This one's super clean. Really like the way this came out. These are from Supercolor. And the blanks are from Comfort Colors. So good quality shirt, good quality transfers, and everything looks amazing. So I'm gonna box this up and we can call this project finished. Whew, so that took a minute, but we got it done. It took about a couple of days of production since I broke it up into steps. And because I'm not primarily a production facility for other people, I mostly do my own stuff. I don't like to knock out a whole day for projects. I like to kind of space them out. So the first day I did the neck labels, the second day I did the patches, and then the third day I did the embroidery. And that way you don't take up an entire day just doing production. Unless you are a business to business production company, then by all means do what you gotta do to get it done. But for me, it's more about making time for it throughout the week to make sure that I hit the deadline that I promised the client. So some of the biggest takeaways is one, being able to adjust to situations. So obviously the hats didn't work out and I got slightly panicked, but I always know how to navigate, find alternatives and offer that to the client. And sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. You know, not every project's gonna be, you get the transfers, everything goes smoothly and you can call it a day. Sometimes the transfers might come out messed up. Sometimes the blanks may come damaged and you just have to pivot and figure out how to solve these issues. So it's lessons learned for everybody, like even for myself, who's been doing this for a long time. There's always problems that come up and what makes us stronger and better is to figure out how to do it differently so that you can always navigate through these tough times. So anyone who's just starting off, just remember, it's a learning process. Not everything is gonna be perfect, but over time, you're gonna minimize the mistakes, waste less money, and keep more money in your pocket for your production. If you wanna support my channel further, please hit that subscribe button or like this video so I can continue making videos. And I am just super stoked that more and more people have been watching my stuff because it's been a good 4 or 5 months now since January that I started this whole thing, and it's just nice to see that my videos are getting more than 5 plays. So if y'all just starting YouTube, just remember, everyone starts from 0, even myself, even if my Instagram is at 20,000, it doesn't matter. It's just followers. But at the end of the day, it's about building that community and making sure that you're consistent, you show up and you teach something to someone, because I think that is where the value comes from. So anyways, thank you all so much for stopping by and I'll catch y'all next time.